Probably get some water. Hey guys, this is Sophia and today we are filming in a different location. Welcome to my side of the office. I don't usually film in here because usually when I'm filming my boyfriend is working, so welcome. So I've been seeing, a lot of iOS home screens on TikTok and obviously on YouTube. I thought I would share with you my process. A lot of people have made great videos that have also helped me in this process. But today I'm here to share with you how I made my home screen minimalistic because that's kind of my vibe right now. But yeah, let me just show you what my home screen looks like right there. And I will be definitely going through the process of how I put together my home screen and everything. For those of you who are new, who are watching this, I'm also a body positive person on TikTok. So that's why my home screen has some body positive reminders for myself. I'm gonna start with how I actually made the app icons because those were custom. I drew them myself, and that is obviously why you're here. You're here to figure out how you can make your own custom app icons. I used my iPad Pro as well as obviously my Apple Pencil and the app called Procreate to draw them. So I'm just going to kind of take you along the process with me, do it for you on the screen, obviously with a screen recording, and kind of show you the process. And then I'm going to take you through to my phone and just kind of show you how I did it from my phone there, and anything that you might need to know about the process or whatever, I will be sure to go through it with you in this video. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So the first thing I did was kind of just look at the apps on my phone, figure out which ones I use almost daily, and those were the ones I ended up focusing on. Now I did play with Widgetsmith first to figure out where I was going to place all my widgets, and then decided how many actual app icons and apps that I would need for my home screens. What you didn't see in the screenshot or screen recording, which I will now show you, is that the first two pages are obviously what they look like right now, minimalistic, black and white, everything. But I actually have a third home screen that I did not hide. I know that's a new feature, but I just chose not to do it. If you're trying to figure out how to do that, all you have to do is hold onto your screen, quickly tap the dots at the bottom, and it will basically go to where you can hide it and everything, but I choose not to hide it just to kind of make my life easier. But basically I have all my apps on this page still. Some of the ones that I don't use, I've already hidden them to the app library, which if you don't know what that is, it basically means you can kind of consolidate what is on your home screen, but you can still find everything on your app library. So basically after placing my widgets around, I determined how many apps I would need, and obviously it would be descending in the order of which ones I use the most. So on the home screen, you can see, at the very top, on the top right is, a lot of miscellaneous admin stuff. So admin stuff is settings, making memories is the photos app, Google is Google Chrome, Map Please is Google Maps, and then No Rain Please is my weather app, banking is obviously my bank app, snail mail, I just thought it was funny, is basically my Gmail app, 30 more minutes is the clock, caption help is my notes, No Insomnia is the white noise app that I use, period is for that time of the month, and then WW is my Weight Watchers app. And then on my second page, it's a lot more obvious what they all are. The top ones are obviously social media accounts, and then the bottom ones are Messenger, WeChat, WhatsApp, FaceTime, Latch, which is something that my apartment building uses, news stories, which is podcast, ordering food, obviously it's Uber Eats, Netflix. I couldn't come up with a cute name for that. So after determining those were the apps, that is when I went onto the iPad and started drawing them. So the process on the iPad was a little bit more complicated, but basically I started with the first homepage. So what I did was, starting from admin, I went on a Chrome, I would search, you can see I've already done it here, but I would search, whatever icon I needed for the app. I just kind of stuck with the original icon of the original app. So obviously the settings app is, a gear. So, but let's just do with FaceTime because obviously that's already what's here. So I would basically find a HD or as HD as possible. I would save the image. And then I would go straight to Procreate. And I already have a stack here of all the icons, obviously. And you can see at the bottom, I played with the transparency. It doesn't work, so unfortunately, which sucks. But basically what I did was I would use just a regular square because the apps on the iPhone are square for the most part. And then I would insert a photo and insert that particular icon. I would make it, I would make it as large as I would want it, but I wouldn't make it too large because you can always shrink and largen it after you have drawn it. But basically I would do this and I would just basically outline it. So what I used for the pen is I used dry ink. Now I believe this is a brush that is just on Procreate, like it's not something that you have to purchase on a separate brush set. So I believe if you have Procreate, you can absolutely use this. And I would keep the brush head at 20% because I did play around with this. I played around with having a thicker brush and then a thinner brush. I found that 20% was basically the perfect thickness. And obviously the dry brush, you can, depending on how heavy you push down on the pen, is how heavy the thickness of the line could be. So there is a little bit of wiggle room there. So once I put the app icon as the perfect size on my canvas, what I do is obviously I add another layer because you don't want to be drawing on top of this particular photo. This is where I start tracing. So what I don't do is I actually do not use the apps. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Trying to draw a line while I talk is really hard. There we go. I actually don't use the system in that's still not. There we go. I actually do not use the system on Procreate where you can kind of draw a line, hang on, and then hold down and it becomes straight. I preferred, you know, a little bit more of a hand-drawn and imperfect look, but if you prefer that, then absolutely go for it. But if that's your preference, then maybe don't use this brush because, you know, you can tell from the screen that the brush is not, you know, a perfect straight line on the edges. So as I'm drawing this, and the reason why I decided to hand draw mine was because I really wanted my home screen to be a little bit more personal. And like I said, I'm really into the whole minimalistic vibe. So, you know, a lot of what I saw on TikTok and even Instagram was minimalistic, but it was also, you know, still not minimalistic enough for me. And this was, you know, as minimalistic as it can get, which is just literally a black and white drawing of the icon. So once that is done, I obviously remove that layer with the original app icon and I just utilize the layer with the drawing. And this is where you can make it bigger or smaller based on your personal preference. I would actually make this a little bit bigger, if it'll let me do it. And that is good enough for me. Now what I did was obviously I drew a bunch of them because I don't want to be drawing one by one and then downloading it one by one and all of that. It would be way too annoying. So what I did is after I drew, you know, a good amount, I would select, I'm just going to do it for this one, and then I would share, and then I would obviously download it as a PNG, export it, and I would actually airdrop it straight to my phone. So let's drop it in there. And there it is on my phone. So as soon as it's done, this is where I'm spending the time on my phone now. So as soon as this is done, this is where I go to shortcuts. And like I said, other videos have definitely shown this part. So if you're already seen this, then you probably don't have to watch it again. But if you want to refresh your memory, then definitely stay tuned. So obviously what I would do is I add a shortcut. So I'm gonna add an action, scripting, because I want the actual app, FaceTime. And then I would click the 3 dots on the top right corner right under done. I would add a shortcut name, so video chat. I would add to home screen, and then you'd have to rename it again because you didn't save it yet, so video chat. But if you make all these icons, you save the name, it should automatically populate the new name you put in. And then you click that icon on the left of it, and you can choose a photo, click on the icon you just drew, choose, and then you click add, and it'll be add to your home screen. So click through that, so you can save it on your shortcut, and then you go here, and there it is on your home screen. I'm not gonna click on the app because I have some personal information on there for the people that I've last FaceTimed. But basically, let me show you on maybe Pinterest. If you click on Pinterest, it'll go to shortcuts for a little bit before going straight to Pinterest, which I thought would be really annoying, but I've kind of gotten used to it, so it's no big deal for me anymore. But it definitely is a learning curve. There's definitely a learning curve. Yeah, that is it. It is super simple, and obviously because you're drawing the icons yourself, you can customize it in any different way. You can even draw new icons if you want. I didn't go that far because I'm not as creative as that. So you can even make your own icons through mood boards and everything. You can also do that on Procreate. So hopefully this is a very simple tutorial for you. If you're interested in any of these icons, please let me know in the comments down below. I didn't know whether or not to make them available to the public or not because I didn't know what the interest would be, but if there is interest, I can definitely figure out a way to do that. If you have any questions about this tutorial or anything, let me know in the comments down below, or you can always DM me on Instagram. But as always, I will see you next Sunday for another video. Bye!